Hi, everybody. Welcome to another English class here on verbling.com. My name is Lisa, and I'm one of the English teachers here at Verbling. And in this hour, I'm going to be offering a speaking class. We're going to be talking about the future. So that's a very big topic. So depending on who comes into class and what types of things we want to talk about, I have a whole bunch of possible questions that we can discuss, and we'll use those to start our conversation about the future. So if you have a reservation for this class, then of course you can use it now. And if you don't have a reservation but you are a Verbling member, then you can just wait a minute and then you can join the class when you see the join class button. It's up at the top there. And you do have to be a Verbling member. So if you're not yet a Verbling member, then you might want to sign up for the free 7-day trial, which allows you to take classes and see whether or not you want to become a member. If you are a member, and you can take as many classes as you would like. So you can come and go. If you want to try a class, check it out, see if it's working for you. If not, you can always drop out, try another class. So it's very flexible if you're a student. So welcome. Hi there, Diego. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thanks. Sorry.
Nice picture.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a good one. So, Diego, you're calling from Milan. How's Milan?
Yeah, actually, I'm not in Milan. Maybe my
That's what.
details are not updated, but I'm in London. I'm living here.
Oh, okay. So, how's London?
Yeah, it's quite cool. I've been here since May. Now it's 4 months and a half,
Huh?
and well, I just want to improve my language skill.
So, tell me a little bit. What are you doing in London? Are you studying or working or just living there? Or
I'm a web developer, so I'm working there.
uh-huh. Nice. And what do you do for work?
I'm a backend developer, so I mean I work for a web application. I'm doing a web application
Okay.
for a big company, a publishing company called Macmillan.
Oh, Macmillan?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of a big company.
yeah, it is. Actually, the uh, have a does stuff even for languages like English.
Yeah.
Of course, have
Yeah.
a book too of
Wow.
Macmillan,
So
a
are
grammar one.
oh yeah, okay, yeah. Macmillan is a huge publisher here in the United States, and so I used to be a teacher in the public schools for kids.
Uh-huh.
So of course we had lots of textbooks that were from Macmillan, So
Yeah, yeah, no,
yeah, but
absolutely.
you don't work in the book publishing side. You work in the web application side.
Yeah, web, but the main two applications are Nature and Palgrave.
Oh, okay, cool. And is that all in English, or do they do anything in Italian, or what?
No, 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 of course not. All
Okay.
all in English.
Only in English. Okay, great. And so how are you liking London? Is that the first time you've been there, or had you been there before?
Yeah, just some vacation years ago and nothing more. So it's my first time living abroad.
Uh-huh. Wow, that's a big change.
Yeah, of course it is.
How's the weather been for you?
Well, I used to live in Milan, so the weather is more like the same. So
Okay.
uh, now it's not raining, but it's cold now. It's autumn is coming.
Sure. Yeah. Well, how do you mind the rain? Because, London is famous for being very rainy.
Yeah, but I think that it's Mm, a legend. I mean,
Oh,
actually,
okay.
yeah, because yeah, the weather change often during the day, but it's not raining as much as expected.
Oh, okay. Not yet. Maybe.
No. Maybe.
Yeah. And how has it been with the English? Do you understand the British accent pretty well?
Yeah, more or less, something like 80% or more. Well, actually, I think that my comprehension is much better than my speaking, my language skills. So, you know, speaking is completely different.
Yes.
And at first you maybe become shy or tend not to speak as you want, as you would do,
That's normal.
of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, that's normal. First, you got to hear a lot and understand, what you're hearing, and then eventually you'll be able to say anything you want. So it sounds like you're doing really well, though. So
Thank you.
yeah, that's great. Okay, we had some more people join us, so let's say hi. Ahmed, how are you? Ahmed, I don't hear your voice, so you want to check to see if the microphone is working. I don't know if you're using headphones or something. The way that you can tell whether or not it's working is if you see the green dots. They're either going to be on the bottom, well, they're two places, the bottom, and then also on your box here down below where it says your name. On the right-hand side, you should see some green dots going up when you're talking. That's when you know your microphone's working. If you don't see those green dots, then just, yeah, try refreshing your page and then come back into the class, and that usually works. So if you ever have problems with Verbling or the Google Hangouts, just reload your page, refresh your page. Sometimes you have to restart your computer, but usually you just refresh your page. So, hi Roxana, how are you?
Hi, Lisa. I'm fine, thank you.
What time
I,
is it for you?
it's almost midnight.
Oh, wow.
So, yes, I just come back from training and now I'm here.
Oh, what are you training to do?
I practice wushu.
Is that a martial arts? Wushu?
It's kind of martial art. Actually, it's not fighting. It's just like performance or maybe dance.
Oh, okay.
It's based on martial art, but it's more acrobatic and performance, I
Oh,
think.
cool. I don't know that much about it. It's like Tai Chi or something, or let me
Yeah,
see. That's it right there? Oh, can't really see a good picture.
yes, and
Do you do that?
yes, this is it.
More like that. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Wow.
now,
Yeah.
yes, it's now developing like a sport. It has a lot of different styles and different I don't how to say in different types of these. But I practice sport wushu.
Oh, okay. It's more like sports, not so much like dancing or something. Okay. Wow, cool. And you're in Russia? Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm Russian.
Is that something that's kind of popular there right now?
Actually, it's not very popular in Russia to like in Europe. I think it's not very popular yet, but I think in 5 or 10 years it will be more popular because it is developing now and develop and actually it's this kind of sport. It's very young and but it's very beautiful and it's very interesting to see because its performance with it can be with weapons or it's a lot of styles, it's a lot of different types, and actually it's very interesting, and I hope and I think I actually sure that it will be more popular in the world in several years.
Wow. So that's actually going right along with the topic that I had for today, for this hour, which is the future. And so the future of wushu sounds like, so it sounds like it's very, like you said, very, there's lots of differences because it looks like here they can do weapons using the swords. Here it looks more like maybe they're fighting or something. Is that part of wushu too, or that's something different? Okay.
Yeah, it's part of wushu. It's called wushu sangda.
Okay.
It's about fighting here.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. And so it looks like it comes from China. That's where it started.
Yeah. It's all based on old China martial arts, kung fu.
Oh, kung fu. Okay. I like kung fu. Well, you know, it's reminding me of. I just recently watched the movie Kill Bill. Have you heard of that movie?
Yeah, of course.
They had a lot of martial arts choreography in there with the fighting. With swords and stuff. A lot of sword fighting in that movie. So interesting.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting to see different fightings and some kind. It's like dance.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. How long have you been doing it?
I'm doing it for 3 years.
Oh wow. Okay. So you're probably getting pretty good by now.
Actually, not pretty good, but better than 3 years ago. Because it's actually it's different. It's a difficult type of sport, and compared to some kind of Muay Thai or actually it's like dance. You must to practice it every day and a lot of hours because your movements must be very beautiful and very fast and very beautiful, and you must to do it with weapons or without weapons, and it's a lot of weapons there, and actually you must spend a lot of years to do it really good. And average it's about 6 or 7 years before you will be do it good.
Yeah.
And now I practice it for 3 years, and I think in 5 years it will be really good.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like you. Yeah, it definitely looks like something you have to practice so that you have the form right and your muscles go your arms and legs go the right way that you want them to go. Yeah. Interesting. Cool. Well, that's an interesting sport. That's kind of like an ancient sport that's coming popular again, maybe. In the future.
Yeah. it has a different form from Asian, from all sport in China.
Okay.
Actually, now in modern time, it has a different form.
Oh, okay. So it's new then. So yeah.
Yeah, it based on old martial arts, but it's very transformated.
Transformed. Yeah.
Transformed, yeah.
Oh wow. Cool. So was it an Olympic sport, or has it been, or will it be in the future?
It must be in the future.
Okay, it might be.
It was trying to
Maybe like an exhibition or something, like they were showing it, maybe.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to say, but in the last Olympic Games,
Yeah.
Next Olympic Games,
Yeah.
Wushu was trying to be there,
Oh,
but
okay.
it it haven't been chosen.
Oh, chosen. Yeah. Okay.
But I hope in several times it will be chosen.
In the future. Yeah. Okay. Great. All right. So that was a good segue into the future talk, because what I had is just this idea of talking about the future and what do we think the future is going to look like. And so, of course, one part of life is this type of thing, like sports, dance, entertainment, hobbies that we have, and how those might change in the future. So, of course, my kids, when they were younger, they used to do BMX racing. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but not that, more like this right here, BMX racing. And in fact, a couple of years ago, it became an Olympic sport. So now they actually do BMX racing in the Olympics. So it's kind of like as the time passes on, people try new things and they become accepted by more and more people. And then the future is now. So, Diego, you work in the technology field. Do you have any ideas what things are going to look like in the future for computers and how we use them and stuff?
Well, honestly, it's everything changes so quickly that it's difficult to think about the future, what could be in the future. Of course, there will be improvement on machine learning, on other kind of stuff. Or, now, years ago we used to use internet with computers, with desktop computers and notebook. Now everything is moving to portable apps, portable devices like mobile phones, tablets, and so on.
Yeah.
And so is the future is now the present. Is is to be connected everywhere with every devices. So always
online or something maybe, or always connected to the internet?
Yeah, but and this has many benefits, like for example, talking about where I am now, London. Using your mobile phones now, you can go everywhere, reach everywhere without any problems, because maybe you have a lot of apps that give you the opportunity to move quickly to a place or another, and years ago you have to use maps.
Yeah, maps. Paper.
Yeah. What ancient word like an ancient word like paper.
Yeah, it's really funny because as as I'm 43 years old, and so my children are teenagers right now, and it's just really funny to think that they grew up with all of this stuff. It's like not a big deal to them. It's like it's normal to them to be on their iPods all the time, or smartphones or something, computers.
Yeah, I see some picture of babies that try to swipe real photos like an iPad.
Yes. Roxana, I don't know how old you are, but you sound pretty young. So is this technology all very comfortable for you? And do you think it's going to continue to get better and faster and easier to use and everything? How do you feel about it?
Actually, I don't have smartphone.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, but now I don't have. And actually, I think that maybe people getting more faster and more. They always in connect, but actually, I think that it doesn't make people more clever. I can see that people they have an internet everywhere, and they in any time they can have any information that they need to, but actually I think that people can't always use their opportunity in the right way, and I think all this kind of device, it's a very good opportunity to getting more clever and more informative or like that, but it's very rare than people really use it for the good. And I don't think it's necessary to people, and I think it's just not to be boring in the transport and
Yeah. So that makes me wonder if do you think in general that the future always brings better ways of living, or would you agree with that statement or not agree with it, that like the future is always better than the past?
I think maybe it's getting more comfortable for people.
Yeah.
But I don't think that comfortable is very good for people. And when it's too comfortable, maybe it's not very good. And when they have all and they don't have to do anything for that, I think it's not very good. I think it's not.
Yeah.
I think we try to invite something new, something more comfortable, and to and people start to have a lot of free time, leisure time, but actually they don't use that leisure time for for good. They don't use this leisure time for developing themselves
Yeah.
and improve themselves. They just start boring and going to
Getting bored,
club and
Yeah.
actually in the end it's to compare with all time, or maybe actually people um, people don't getting clever.
They're not getting
And,
smarter. Yeah. Not necessarily.
they don't getting smarter, and
Uh-huh.
I think it's the most important. Uh, it is the most important fact that they don't getting clever, and it means that all this device
Yeah.
is not for better,
Not for the improvement of life, maybe.
not for improvement.
Okay. Let's, Diego, would you agree with Roxana, or do you think that people are using the technologies in a good way and that it's beneficial?
Well, sometimes they are overused. I mean, it happens that now people don't speak each other and just maybe text using chats like application like WhatsApp, Facebook, and so on.
Yeah.
And sometimes you are together in a group of people, maybe having lunch together or spending time together, and people are just looking into their mobile phones without speaking with others, and that's not good, of course. And yeah, talking about mobile phones,
Yeah.
now you don't, maybe it happens that you don't use your phone just to make calls, but for everything else. So it's um, sometimes I think that we are losing the most important concept, that is talk together, speak together, looking into other eyes, each other's, and
Yeah. Yeah, that's a common complaint today about, these phones. Um, like these images you see a lot. People together, but they're not necessarily talking to each other, or like you said, looking into each other's eyes or something. But instead, they're using their smartphone or their iPod or tablet or something like that to do
yeah,
other things.
and
Yeah.
this is a bit sad. I mean,
Yeah, I was thinking about it today because I had this interesting thought that, Steve Jobs, he died pretty young,
yeah,
and he died, of course, he had cancer, pancreatic cancer. But I also wondered if maybe he felt like a little bit bad because even though he created some amazing technologies, like Roxana said, there's always like the pros and cons. And maybe he also was sad that he realized that this device that he created was had this kind of effect. It wasn't his fault, but that's the way humans are using his devices right now, is kind of like to play games and to, maybe like Roxana, you said maybe waste their time. And then Diego, you're saying maybe not connecting. So those are some kind of the negative
yeah,
aspects of this device.
because they are supposed to connect everyone,
Yeah,
but we are all together alone.
right, alone
I
with
mean,
your phone.
yeah.
Yeah. Ahmed, let's bring Ahmed into the conversation. Hi, Ahmed.
Hey Lisa, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you well.
Yeah, that's
Good.
great.
Cool.
Yes. So you were talking about the future, huh?
Yeah, we're talking about the future, and so we've been, the idea is, do you think it's going to be better than now, or what do you think?
The future? Yes, of course.
Is it
Yeah,
always
as long
better?
as
Do you think it's always better than the
yeah,
past?
of course. It's always better. The future always better because as long as people have dreams, as long as they have huge future.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, in the future, people get smarter and make some such a great inventions and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that serve people well. But it has advantages and disadvantages.
Mm-hmm.
Like like people in 80s or 70s, they were not lazy as today, you know.
Mm.
Today we have the remote control and we can control a lot of things, a lot of devices while we are sitting in our chairs. But
Mm.
back then in the past, you know, people used to move, used to make a lot of activities, and um, and they were like very thin, very hyper, very active compared to this time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think the future is good, but if we just control it to serve a human, not to make them lazy, you know, not to make
Mm-hmm.
their life easier or because when you get an easy life, you can create, you know, you can't be creative, I mean. So,
Yeah. So yeah,
yeah.
I'm wondering if so let me see if I'm hearing you right. So the future definitely can be better, but it's only going to be better if people are not lazy. So, but it sounds like you think today people are lazy.
Yeah, that's right. People
Yeah.
are lazy.
Are you lazy or not?
Know that. Know that. You know, I just when I go to my work, I go with a car and I come back with a car, so I don't. Yeah, I work a lot, maybe, but I
Uh-huh.
don't do exercise. Yeah,
Yeah.
enough exercise. I gain weight
Mm,
every day,
mm,
so it makes her lazy. You know, when I'm sitting having my remote control, uh, if the remote is away from me, like 5 steps, you know, I would get it by if I can reach it with my hand, I can get it with my legs. You know, so it's pretty fun, you know, because it makes our this is the nature of human, you know.
yeah. Yeah.
Once you get something, once it's hard for you to get it, once you get the motive to get it
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Like for example, yeah, people who used to study, you know, and go to library and search in like in 100 books, you know, and that takes time, takes effort, and they get the chance to know more and more information about what they are searching. But now, you
Yeah.
just all what you need is just the topic or the subject, and go internet online and
Go.
find the search that you're looking for in just a 5 seconds or a couple of minutes or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
yeah, there's no passion.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So do
so
you?
you can find. Uh-huh. I'm sorry,
Well,
Lisa.
no, it's interesting what you're saying. So I mean, I hear a lot of people think that like the new generation, young people are kind of lazy, and I don't know if that's what all the older generations always think about the younger generations. I think it's kind of what people say. Like older people usually say how lazy the young people are because
Yes,
the older people think that they worked really hard in the past, you know?
yes,
And I
yeah.
don't know, would you agree with that? Do you think that young people today are lazier than, let's say, their parents or their grandparents?
Yes, they are pretty close because I think they compare the life with ours. You know, like um, in his past days when he like for example he's just watching TV and the screen is not right, the signal is not good enough, so he
Yeah.
just have to go to the roof and adjust it, and you know back then life was much more viable, was full of activities and full of time. The time was what was meaningful, you know.
Yeah.
But now
Yeah.
we can feel time. We can feel time. This is because the technologies, you know,
Hmm.
technologies makes people not smarter. It makes them dumber. You know,
Hmm.
because we don't think. If I want to calculate like a big number, I don't have
Yeah.
to use my pen. I just get the calculator. So
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
on, we don't use our brains as long as
Yeah.
this technology are there. So
Yeah, that's
that's
kind of what Roxana, you were saying that earlier. Do you think it is true, Roxana, that young people today are lazier than their parents or their grandparents?
Yes, that's right.
I think not all younger men.
Sure, not
I think
everybody.
not everybody. Yeah, I think it's always it's always some people lazy and some not. I know a lot of young men and a lot of young guys and girls who who is not lazy at all. They really work hard and they study, and it's not about everybody.
Yeah, so sure, that's a generalization that might be too broad, like to say that all young people. I think all in every time period, we have some people who work really hard and do amazing things, and then some people who take it easy. We say they'd like to have an easier life, and maybe they're not so productive or get things done or something like that. But yeah,
But
yeah.
maybe they just can't find something interesting to them, and because I know some young girl that
Yeah.
a lot of girls and guys who study and they just spend or they can spend all night to study something or kind of like that, and because it's interesting for them and they want to do it good, and they just work hard like their grandmothers and their parents.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's, it also depends on what kind of a life you want. Not everybody wants to be rich or successful, and so it's kind of hard to know. Hi guys, hi on two Andres coming in, Andre and Andres, Felipe. Hi guys,
Hello,
welcome.
teacher.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, Andres, Felipe, where are you calling from?
I call in the Brazil.
From Brazil. Okay. What part of Brazil? Two from Brazil.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Nice.
But I'm from Colombia, but I live here.
Oh, okay.
I study here.
What are you studying?
I study master in chemistry.
Okay. So, we're talking about the future right now, and for a little bit we were just saying that maybe the idea that we have a lot of technology isn't necessarily making us smarter or harder working or something. Maybe some of us are becoming a little too lazy. But Andres, you're studying in Brazil, and what do you see about the future of your studies, chemistry and stuff? Do you think good things are happening in the future with chemistry and technologies there?
I wish
You hope.
that in the future I have a good, I don't know, a good work
Yeah.
with a good technology for research and
Research,
different things that I would like.
Mm-hmm. Are you studying a specific area of chemistry, like I know some people, like you might do certain industries, using chemicals and chemistry for certain industries, or are you
Yes,
doing, yeah, what are you doing?
I study physics chemistry. I do a master in physics chemistry.
Oh, okay.
I study interaction between proteins and surfactants.
Oh, okay.
That's a really interesting area
Mm-hmm.
for clean products
Cleaning products. Mm-hmm.
cleaning products. Yes,
Oh, wow.
these compounds
Mm-hmm.
for structures
Mm-hmm.
in solution
Yeah.
and help the for products clean products.
Cleaning products, yeah.
Yeah, cleaning products.
Wow, okay, cool. That's interesting. So let me go to Andre. Hi, Andre. How are you?
Hi,
Welcome
hi,
back.
teacher Lisa. Thank you. Unfortunately, my internet dropped, but I hated it.
Yeah,
but
I know that's frustrating.
but
Okay.
I'm here and glad
Yeah.
for it. Okay.
So, what do you think about the future? We've been talking about the technology and how everybody's connected now with computers and the internet and smartphones. And
Mm-hmm.
in Brazil, is that becoming really popular too? Is everybody using WhatsApp and things like that?
Yes. Yes. Many guys, many teenagers
Uh-huh.
are using WhatsApp. I am 34 years old, and
Uh-huh.
I am not use WhatsApp yet,
Oh.
but I intend to use sure because it's necessary. It's a way
Mm-hmm.
to necessary to we have communication with another older guys.
Yeah.
Um, oh, that's the technology
Using technology, yeah.
which we have. It's so good, and to be sincere, I have a little afraid,
Mm-hmm.
but it's necessary.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering because you mentioned you haven't started using it. Do you think using the telephone is better? Because before you came in, Diego was talking about the fact that a lot of people don't talk to each other that much. They just text or, send messages instead of actually talking to people. What do you think about using WhatsApp versus calling people and talking to them?
Me?
Yeah.
Um, I think that uh, it's a necessary thing.
Mm.
I think that we must to use those things.
Mm-hmm.
I confess to you that I am not how can I say get used with those technologies, but
Get used to those technologies, yeah.
I intend
You want to.
to
Okay. Yeah.
yes.
Uh-huh.
I want.
Yeah. Yeah. What Roxana, what about this question? Do you prefer texting or talking to people by phone?
Actually, when I want to talk with my friends, actually I have pleasure only when I have talk in person.
Mm-hmm.
But uh, if I want to decide some deals or
Yeah.
it's some business talking, I can I think I prefer message. Uh, if
Yeah.
it's if I just have to decide maybe about time time apartment or actually I would say that really pleasure I have only in person talk, and I with friends of course I prefer to talk in real life and watching their faces and their smiles.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's on the business talk, I can just write it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's so interesting because, you know, when I was younger, the only way was to talk on a phone, and you had to call somebody, you know. And so in my lifetime, this is how people talk, you know, as you get older, you realize all the changes that have happened in your lifetime. So, you know, phones used to look like this, and then they looked like that more, and then, you know, they got different styles and stuff. And I even now, when you look at some different movies, like movies that are a couple years old, well, 10 or 15 or 20 years old, they have these cell phones, these kind of phones that people had in their cars and stuff. They look so old. Even a phone like that looks so old now, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
So what do you guys think is going to be the biggest difference in the future? Do you think, let's think a minute there, you know, because there can be lots of differences. There could be like differences with the way that we communicate. There could be differences in transportation, maybe like some of you have probably already heard of those Google smart cars, things like that, with no drivers, just driving by themselves, those kind of cars. Perhaps you've heard of those. What do you think is going to be a big thing that's happening in the future? Even different political systems could happen. The environment might change. You know, oil and gas might change. Ahmed, what do you think might happen in the future with any of those types of things? What do you see happening in your lifetime?
Okay. I think that one necessary thing which most happen in the near future is about the, how can I say it? My gosh, the just a moment, teacher. I don't know that word in English, but
Okay.
I'm search.
All right.
Natural resource.
Okay, the change in natural resources?
Yes, I think that the governments around of the world must think how can they use those resources with wisdom, because our Earth, we have a lot of problems with natural resource. And to be honest, I have a little afraid example. In my city now, there is we have a lack of water.
Oh yeah, you have a drought right now. Yeah.
Yes, and it's a time which I never thought which I could pass for that situation here.
Right. Yeah, you never thought that would happen. Yeah.
So I am living this moment in the I have a little afraid, but I hope that the governments around of the world can find a solution for that situation.
Yes. Yeah, it's a pretty serious one right now in Sao Paulo, in the state of Sao Paulo, because it has never happened before.
Yes, that's true. Never.
Yeah, and you don't think of Brazil as so dry because it rains and you have the Amazon River.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yes.
it's not like a desert or something, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, here in my country, there is less and less
Trees. Trees, yeah,
Yes,
trees.
trees.
Hmm.
I think that it is a reason for we are we're living that situation.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
hope that our authorities
Find a
can
solution. Yeah.
yes, I hope so.
Hmm. Okay, yeah, I hope so too. Ahmed, what do you see happening in the future in your lifetime?
In my lifetime,
Yeah.
I see cars flying.
Cars flying?
Um, the cars will be flying.
Wow. Cool.
Yes,
Yeah, I think so, maybe.
and mobile phones will be changing to SIM cards will be putting in the brain. So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
That's crazy.
and yes, I think it is
I don't know if
crazy.
I want that.
Uh, what else? Actually, I think in the future they will invent like a time machine. You know,
Time
like
machine, yeah.
yeah, but in different way. Like not in
To go
not
back
like
to go back in time or to go forward in time?
no, nobody can control in time. You know, but of course, when you find like it's about communication and
Uh-huh.
transportation. Transportation, you can go to another to the end of the world in just like 5 minutes. You
Uh-huh.
know, yeah, they will invite something like they can go by the light speed. I think they will
Uh-huh.
find something more faster than the light speed. So, so I
Yeah.
think yeah, this is all what I think about the future, and
Hmm.
the energy will depend on the natural resources of energy,
Yeah.
uh, and we find energy from plants and such things like that. You know,
Yeah.
that's that's what I think.
Okay. What do you think, Diego? What's the future hold for us?
Well, honestly, apart from crazy invention, I mean that I think that yeah, we should take care of the environment. So of course we can't um use only oil or other kind of energy for
Alternative, you hope
yeah,
alternative energy sources maybe can be found?
yeah, of course, just to alternative energy sources just to protect the environment
Uh-huh.
to avoid pollutions
Yeah.
and yeah, because what we are using now, thinking about oil, is not an infinite resource, so
Hmm.
we should find something else. And you know, the progress is everywhere. Thinking about countries like China that are evolving
Hmm.
rapidly,
Yeah.
we can't pollute the world as we are doing. So otherwise, there will be no future for anyone.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We don't want it to look like this. The movie Mad Max, where everything, you know, like
My goodness. Oh no.
nothing left.
It's
Yeah,
horrible.
it's horrible. Yeah, we like the pretty nature scenes, you know. Yeah, we don't want that. Roxana, what do you think's gonna happen in the future with anything, technology, resources? What about war? Do you think we might have more wars, less wars? What do you think?
Um, um, Actually, oh, I think it won't be more or less worse. It will be like now, I think, and I don't think it will be a lot of changes. Of course, it will be new technologies, and I really worry about environment too, and I hope it won't be so very bad in the future. And
do you think it's going to ever look like this? This is what like the future looks like in science fiction movies and stuff, where we're flying around and.
It would be really great.
You like that?
I would like if it will be some kind of green cities. And, it's a lot of interesting projects about green cities. And it would be great if it will be true in the future.
Yeah. So do you feel optimistic about the future? Optimistic, good
actually,
will happen?
I don't think about future a lot.
Yeah.
But I try to be optimistic, of course.
Okay. Yeah. Ahmed, do you feel optimistic? Ahmed,
yes,
are you still there? Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I'm really optimistic about the future.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Ahmed, where are you living right now?
Living in Egypt.
In Egypt. Okay. So do you feel optimistic about Egypt, the future of Egypt too?
Actually, it's something of course, as long as there's time, there's hope, you know.
Time, takes time, yeah.
I'm also optimistic.
Okay, good. I guess it's better to be optimistic.
It's about my nature, you know. I don't know about the other people.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for coming, Andre. Do you feel optimistic about the future?
To be honestly,
yeah.
I think that good things will happen.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, worse things too.
Both things. Yeah. Good and bad will happen. Okay. As usual. That's always happening, right? So always have good things and bad things happening at the same time. Yeah. Hopefully they won't be too bad. Yeah. Diego, what about you? What do you see in the future?
Well, I want to be optimistic about the future. So, well, I hope that.
Okay, yeah, it's time for everybody to go. Thanks, guys, for coming to class. It was good having all of you. And maybe I'll see you in another future class. I don't have any more classes today, but if you want to check my schedule, I have classes most days here on Verbling, a couple of classes at least. So thank you, and hopefully we'll have a nice future, all of us.
Okay.
Take care, everybody. Bye, guys.
Okay. Bye-bye, teacher.
Hi everybody, welcome to another English class here on Verbling.com. My name is Lisa and I'm one of the English teachers here at Verbling. And in this hour, I'm going to be offering a speaking class. We're going to be talking about the future. So that's a very big topic. So depending on who comes into class and what types of things we want to talk about, I have a whole bunch of possible questions that we can discuss. and we'll use those to start our conversation about the future. So if you have a reservation for this class, then of course you can use it now. And if you don't have a reservation but you are a Verbling member, then you can just wait a minute and then you can join the class when you see the join class button. It's up at the top there. And you do have to be a Verbling member. So if you're not yet a Verbling member, then you might want to sign up for the free 7-day trial, which allows you to take classes and see whether or not you want to become a member. If you are a member, and you can take as many classes as you would like. So you can come and go. If you want to try a class, check it out, see if it's working for you. If not, you can always drop out, try another.
Yeah, more or less something like 80% or more. Well, actually, I think that my comprehension is much better than my my speaking, my language skills. So, you know, speaking is completely different.
Yes.
And at first you maybe become shy or tend not to speak as you want, as you would do.
That's normal.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, that's normal. First you got to hear a lot and understand, you know, what you're hearing, and then eventually you'll be able to say anything you want. So it sounds like you're doing really well, though. So
Thank you.
yeah, that's great. Okay, we had some more people join us, so let's say hi. Ahmed, how are you? Ahmed, I don't hear your voice, so you want to check to see if the microphone is working. I don't know if you're using headphones or something. The way that you can tell whether or not it's working is if you see the green dots. They're either, yeah, that's kind of a big company.
Yeah, it is. Actually, does stuff even for languages like English.
Yeah.
Of course. I have a book too of
Wow.
Macmillan,
So
a grammar one.
oh yeah, okay, yeah. Macmillan is a huge publisher here in the United States, and so I used to be a teacher in the public schools for kids. So of course we had lots of textbooks that were from Macmillan, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah. But you work, you don't work in the book publishing side. You work in the web application side.
Yeah, web, but the main two applications are Nature and Palgrave.
Oh, okay, cool. And is that all in English, or do they do anything in Italian, or what?
No, of course not. All,
Okay.
all in English.
Only in English. Okay, great. And so how are you liking London? Is that the first time you've been there, or had you been there before?
Yeah, just some vacation years ago and nothing more.
Class, so it's very flexible if you're a student. So welcome. Hi there, Diego. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Sorry.
Nice picture.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a good one. So, Diego, you're calling from Milan. How's Milan?
Yeah, actually, I'm not in Milan. Maybe my details are not updated, but I'm in London. I'm living here.
Oh, okay. So, how's London?
Yeah, it's quite cool. I've been here since May. Now it's 4 months and a half.
Huh?
And well, I just want to improve my language skill, you know.
So tell me a little bit, what are you doing in London? Are you studying or working or just living there? Or
I'm a web developer, so I'm working there.
Uh-huh. Nice. And what do you do for work?
I'm a backend developer, so I mean I work for a web application. I'm doing a web application for a big company, a publishing company called Macmillan.
Oh, Macmillan?
Yeah, so it's my first time living abroad.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Wow, that's a big change.
Yeah, of course it is.
How's the weather been for you?
Well, I used to live in Milan, so the weather is more like the same. So
Okay.
now it's not raining, but it's cold now. It's autumn is coming.
Sure. Yeah. Well, how do you mind the rain? Because, London is is famous for being very rainy.
Yeah, but I think that it's mm, a legend. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, because yeah, the weather change often during the day, but it's not raining as much as expected.
Oh, okay. Not yet. Maybe.
No. Maybe.
Yeah. And how has it been with the English? Do you understand the British accent pretty well?
Yeah.